Hello everyone, welcome in to Stream Time with Dad. Stream Time with Dad, that's a good start. Meal Time with Dad. Today we are cooking crispy baked salmon, creamy mushrooms, kale, and glazed roasted squash. Let's quickly ping these socials. Hey Lucy, thanks for showing up. No, my URL failed. I'm completely failing with my links today. Get there in the end. Success! Third time's the charm. So Lucy, how's your day been going today? Thought I would have enough time to run my dishwasher before this live stream. I was wrong. So now I will reach into this very hot oven, this very hot dishwasher, and retrieve my utensils mid-cycle. Close enough. Day's been going good. I kind of broke my sleep pattern really badly over the weekend. So I've been waking up at like 1 o'clock due to a couple of Warhammer 40k streams I did that ran until about 7 in the morning. Oops. I've got to sharpen my knives. But you know, been a pretty same old day for your dad here. Wake up, do a bit of work around the house, do some laundry. Don't bother getting food because I'm going to cook food live on the stream. And then here we are. We shall reach into the cold food box of mystery. Will we get our recipe bag out first time? No. But we will get it second time. Kale. I've been working. Are you familiar with the anime JoJo's Bizarre Adventure? Make sure I've got everything I need. Fridge. Oh, it looks like we're not cooking the glazed butternut squash portion of my meal. It's unfortunate. So I fell behind by about 4 days on cooking my meal kits, and in that window the diced squash that was in this one, unfortunately it went bad, and I just have a orange bag of mush with some mold in it. It's very suspicious, and I'm unwilling to put that inside my body. So we're not doing glazed butternut anymore. We're going to see if I have any potatoes left. We are going to do a little substitution if we can. For some garlic mash. He says, reaching into a bag that contains 2 extremely suspicious potatoes. Curse you, ADHD brain, and your lack of object permanence. Note to self, find more tatties. It's okay. 3 little potatoes. I'm only cooking for myself today anyway, so I don't need a ton of potato. I read actually that the potato blight is starting to return. I think it was in Norway. They produce a lot of the world's potatoes. And the annoying thing with blight is you can't actually see the blight on the surface of the potato until you cut into it, and it's like hollow. All right. First things we're going to do, I use these lovely cranberries. Looks like we're making a cranberry sauce. So, step 1 is retrieve your kettle. Are you absolutely prepared for your stream? Had a sarcastic Morgan Freeman style narrator, it would now be saying it was not prepared. There we go. So there's a bit of a meme about JoJo. In one of the seasons, the to be continued screen is the intro to the song Roundabout by Yes. And then it kind of frames as the song really kind of starts up with a to be continued arrow coming across from right to left. I was working on making one of those for the stream last night as well. It's not done yet, but I figure that for when I go offline, I'll do the old JoJo meme. Okay. Go back into my dishwasher small bowl, which is not even here. I'm sorry, dishwasher, for interrupting your cycle so many times. Forgive me. Yeah, and I had a bit of a really cool little interaction yesterday. I was in a streamer called Pew Pew Pony. She's a South Asian, I believe South Asian or Southeast Asian variety streamer with about 6,500 followers. And while I'd never met her, her followers had seemingly come across me and mentioned me to her. So I was greeted with enthusiasm from a complete stranger to me, and I was like, oh, I've only been around for like a week and a half. It was really touching. People on Twitch have been so kind and welcoming to me. Being such a small streamy boy. Hell, you yourself have been so kind, coming to my streams and helping me launch this thing. I really appreciate it. Well, hello, Sotiris 1309. I'm just going to call you Sotiris because Sotiris 1309 is a mouthful, which I will inevitably mess up, and in a spectacular way. You ever go to wipe a pair of glasses clean and only end up making them infinitely worse? That's just what I did. Annoying. There we go. Please do tell me if my music gets too loud. I've set up some filters where it should actually duck my music volume when I speak now. So I shouldn't ever be overpowered by my own music anymore. It's an ugly potato for me to displaying on my my frame there. We're just waiting for a kettle to boil, by the way. I'm not just making you stare at my assembled disassembled components for no reason. So, update on the journey to Twitch affiliate. I now have the required number of followers, and I just have to maintain viewership of 3 people per stream, basically till the end of the month. And then I should be able to get Twitch affiliate. People will then be able to subscribe to me, spend bits, etc., should they desire. If that does start to snowball, there is a chance I can actually take this full time instead of having to pick up another job. Obviously, I'll get subscriber badges, I'll get emotes. I'm going to get a VTuber avatar based off of the dad character you see in my logo, just so you have something to look at other than these, my fingies, and my disembodied voice, and the occasional bit of thigh action. Actually, let's switch cameras. Oh, the thigh action! Thank you so much for the follow, Sotiris. You know, I really envy the streamers who have good memories, who can ask their chat, you know, hey, where are you from? What, you know, tell me all the details of your life, and actually remember it. I would love to be able to do that for my small but growing community. And I'll try, but I also know that I will likely fail. Because your boy's got one of them spicy brains. And the way this one's spicy... Ow, my god, the outside of my kettle's hot. Whew. You didn't hear that because my microphone has good noise filtering, but there was actually a hiss sound as my arm hit the side of my kettle. Hooray! Alright.
Once your water has boiled, add your cranberries to a quarter of water in a small bowl. Set aside. Meanwhile, add squash, which you no longer have because you left it too long, and a half tablespoon of oil to a parchment-lined baking sheet. Toss to coat.
Need to run my arm under some water here.
Soothes the burn.
Okay. So, no squash glazing for us tonight. Instead, a little bit of mashed potato. It's okay. No such thing as mistakes. Only happy accidents. I'm not feeling this track. Skip it. What am I cutting? I am cutting just some red potatoes. This recipe originally called for glazed butternut squash, but unfortunately, because I fell behind in getting around to cooking these, the diced squash actually went bad in the bag. So when I went to reach into this meal kit, what I pulled out was an orange bag filled with, well, a bag full of orange goop. What is red potatoes? It's a potato that is red. What is red potatoes, precious? Why is it red? Couldn't tell you. I'm not a food scientist. Just a food cook. That question you must ask the great oracle of the internet, Google, or its greater oracle brother or sister, ChatGPT. But I am not either of those things, so I cannot answer your question. Sorry. Red potatoes taste a little bit sweeter than your typical like yellow potatoes. Like your yellow potatoes, like the russets, etc. Yellows are good for making mashed potatoes, but reds will do as well. Rusts are good for baking and frying. Red potatoes, they're a bit of an all-rounder. You can use them for anything. I wouldn't use them for like frying though, because their flesh is not as firm as like a russet, so it will likely break down if you try and fry it, or it will burn. But at the end of the day, potatoes are a really versatile vegetable. You can do a lot with it. It's very forgiving. Now you can make bread with potatoes. Cassonade? Good question. I've heard the word, but at this moment, I can't remember. Let's look it up. Cassonade is brown sugar. Today I learned. All right. So we're going to skip the bits with adding butter to a bowl and adding brown sugar. Actually, let's make sure that my recipe is the correctly listed one here. Let's see. Is this gonna be the right recipe? Excellent. I didn't screw up. Where am I from? I am from Canada. Okay, so in Dad's recipe, we are skipping basically all of the steps in step 1 after the cranberry bit, because we don't actually have any squash to work with. Oh, nice. So how did you find me, Sotris? See how many cloves of garlic this needs. Oh, excuse me, I'm going to sneeze. Well, thank you so much for joining me today. Welcome. I am, as I said, very new to streaming. This is stream number 6 or 7 ever. I'm a variety streamer, although I primarily do cooking streams. But I do gaming streams as well in the evenings. Or in the really, really early morning. We have some chestnut mushrooms here, we have oyster mushrooms, and we have white mushrooms. And the recipe is just calling us for us to quarter the mushrooms. If you click on the link in chat where I use the recipe command, you can actually get a copy of the recipe card I am cooking from. Cinderlin. How are you doing, my dear? Should I pronounce that in the French? Saint-Delin. How do you quarter an oyster mushroom? This doesn't have symmetry. I'm doing good. You know, we're half an hour to stream and I've already burned myself and discovered that the butternut squash for the glazed butternut squash portion of this recipe was a bag of moldy orange goo because I didn't get around to cooking this soon enough. So we're doing some mashed potatoes instead. Yeah, oops was my my reaction to it as well. Uh-oh. My bad. So Cinderlin, should I do a
ASMR redeem? Speak like this for a minute. Roughly chop the kale, removing any large stem pieces. Peel, then mince or grate garlic.
Should I make that a thing for a Bits Redemption? I'll do it if people want it. I wonder how self-conscious it makes me feel. Some people dig it, from what I'm told. For me, I'm just like, this feels weird whispering to myself in a room in a house that I own. But if it brings people joy, I'll happily spread joy. Lord knows there's not enough of that in the world. I think it's a different platform for that kind of whispering, Cinderlin. Although, if it brings people joy. Have you ever seen the video where Gilbert Gottfried, the unfortunately now deceased voice of Iago the Parrot and various other animated characters, does a reading of 50 Shades of Grey? Because that is magical. My inner goddess cries out! It's so incredibly cursed, but so funny. I strongly recommend looking that video up as soon as you can. Oh, really? Yeah, we could do that. I'm sure there's a very, very wide audience of people that would like to be called
Good girl.
by Dad. This vegetable I am just working with right now is called kale, Kale. The recipe says to roughly chop the kale, and I just keep yeeting it off my work surface here. Kale's already pretty well chopped, so I don't really need to do a lot of work. Okay. Now I must
Dirty another bowl.
as I have to set this aside, thus perpetuating the endless cycle of kitchen use and kitchen cleaning that I find myself trapped in as an adult. And as a reprieve from the endless cycle of kitchen cleaning, I get the endless cycle of
Wearing clothes. Cleaning clothes. Hanging clothes. Wearing clothes.
okay. Peel, then mince or grate garlic. You know what? It kind of makes me feel a little bit like I understand what Sisyphus went through, apart from, you know, eagles don't come down and eat my liver every day, and my boulder is only metaphorical. Just yeeted the stream off my table there. This recipe calls for 2 cloves of garlic. I like garlic, so we're doing 3 plus 1 tiny clove of garlic. I lied. We're doing 4 and 1 tiny clove of garlic. As always, if there is something you lovely folk would like to see in this stream, here in this stream, that does not involve my face, I would be happy to hear suggestions. No, bot commands is something I need to do still. Like I need to build. Or get my shout out command working. And whatever other fun stuff people want. You know, we are in very, very early days of the stream. Crunch your garlic. Show it no mercy, because if the roles were reversed, your garlic would show you none. Let's be honest, if garlic were a living, breathing animal that could operate a garlic press, it would operate it with tremendous levels of violence. This vegetable has absolutely zero chill, and I'm here for it. What's on the menu today, Dad? Unspeakable violence! Yay! Are my potatoes tender enough? Stab. Stab. Yes. That's because I am Dad, and I have dad powers. Like breaking the fourth wall. Ooh, I get to use a new kitchen gadget that I haven't yet had the opportunity to use. Industrial grade potato ricer. Only industrial grade because it's made entirely of steel and has precisely one bit of plastic on it. Oh baby. That is the timer I put on for my potatoes. Struggling to get my potatoes out of my colander there. Clearly they've seen the demise of their brothers. They are now afraid. Okay. Potatoes successfully crushed. Once again without mercy. I'm going to throw the skins back in there because texture, flavor. Ratings on this crusher. 2 out of 10. Cheap crap from Amazon. Oh well. You live, you learn. Okay. Heat a large non-stick pan for a medium-high heat. Hello, Alex the Pretty Alright. How you doing today? Pretty alright? Or should I call you Alexander the Pretty Alright? And call back to your ancestral namesake with the name upgrade. Alex, have I seen you in here before? I don't believe I have. If I have, I apologize. My memory is not the greatest. Okay. Add half the garlic spread to the pan. Got the pan to melt. Uh-oh. My usual plan of cut the thing in half has gone sideways. As the garlic spread is very spready. Try not to yeet your garlic spread into the pan like I did, because melted plastic in food is traditionally not good for humans. Wouldn't be a dad stream without a mistake. Okay. At panko, I can definitely add an entire bag of stuff without messing it up. Just watch as I somehow mess this up. Dangerous play, making a statement with full confidence like that. Ah, you were Dover before. Okay. That makes more sense. Welcome back. Glad to have you here. Hey, you don't have to apologize for being busy. I am the unemployed one here, so I am not judging anyone for having busy lives. Yeah, even if I was employed, I wouldn't judge anyone for having busy lives. That's what people keep telling me, but they all seem to have a rule book to live by that I don't have a copy of, and they keep telling me quotes from their rule book, and a lot of them don't make any sense. So I don't know, man. Rules. What's that about? Gonna toast up these delightful panko breadcrumbs. One of the minute. Meanwhile, this recipe has asked me to smash garlic and then not told me what to do with it. So it is going to get yeeted onto a Tupperware lid until it is inevitably called for later on. There you go. Do not burn your panko. If you burn your panko, you're going to fuck up the rest of your dish. So just don't do it. I'm going to give my potatoes just a quick mix here. Get that butter incorporated. Retrieve giant box of salt. Thick. Just going to season this up with about a quarter teaspoon of salt. And the same amount for my potatoes, to show that I have a at least borderline level of respect for my heart and arteries. Get pepper for the potatoes as well. All right, it's time to get into the meat, or in this particular case, salmon. Salmon. Grab your delicious orange fish. Wagnus, hello, welcome to my stream. I recognize your name. You followed me recently, right? If you didn't, then just consider this to be a Jedi mind trick, where you will then follow me. This was the streamer you followed recently. This was the streamer I followed recently. I'm not feeling the energy of this music whatsoever. Be gone! Yeah, that's more the vibe. We're gonna
tenderly pat your salmon steaks until they're dry.
Darius is the reason why my sleep schedule is so horrifically broken right now. I stayed up with him back to back playing on 2 days, playing Warhammer 40k till like 7 a.m. One of them was on stream. And it completely tanked my sleep schedule. Fortunately, my responsibilities this week are largely none. I just have to keep myself and my cat alive and try and find employment. And make sure I show up to my own streams. Okay, we're going to grab ourselves a plate, see where we're going with this. Mango is going to come out of the pan here onto a shadow plate. Because very soon our salmon is going to gain the crispy part of its name. Exactly, Alex. What even is sleep? And for that matter, what is air and how do magnets work? Those are some very, very old memes there. Ooh, we're not starting stream. We're in stream. Salt and pepper for the salmon. I always say this every single stream until people like it and do it. You don't season your meat, you're doing it wrong. I just caught a snippet of myself doing this on the camera and I was like, that looks awfully suggestive. No, but apparently stroking your meat like this could be. Are cooking streams allowed on OF? Where you just handle your meat a little bit too delicately. Okay. Parchment lined baking sheet. For a quick rinse. A bit of a AFK journey plug. We see more female cooks handling the meat too delicately. Better get that ratio balanced out. Okay, salmon and the parchment lined paper. Oh yeah, I was going to plug AFK Journey. If you folks have not played AFK Journey before, Stream Elements is sponsoring my stream until the 21st for AFK Journey. If you do !AFK Journey, download the game on PC, and then basically just play it, you'll be supporting the stream. It is a gorgeous game. It's super chilled out. And really fun, actually. one of my stream friends, whose name is Core, Kore. She actually did the voiceover for one of the female characters in the TV ads for it. So that's my cool little TV adjacent story. I've been using the adjacent suffix an awful lot these last few days. Once again, I'm gonna have to make a counter for my bot. I know, Core. Core's lovely. I'm gonna have to make a count on my bot for all the times I yeet these guys into my sink before I need to, because that number's gonna get real high. Oh. This meal kit comes with 2 pouches of garlic sauce. So when I said half, it really meant 1 entire pouch. Okay. Okay. Grab your horseradish and unleash it on your salmon. I bet you didn't think you'd be watching a man spread creamy white sauce on pink meat today, did you, Cinderlin? Or maybe you did think you were going to see that and it was in your plans and agenda this whole time. Regardless, what we're getting into right now. Oh yeah, it's all coming together now. Creamy. that's too fucking much. Can't keep a straight face on that one. Okay. Press the tops of your salmon into your panko. I'm going to press the sides as well, because I can. I should probably put a warning on my stream that my my humor is often sexual in nature. Probably do that. Add that to the to-do list. Salmon. Top shelf of the oven. 10 minutes. In. Meanwhile, heat the saucepan back over medium high heat. Slowly corrupt. One must be open to corruption to be corrupted. Don't try and blame Twitch. The lock was there and the key was already in it. Twitch just applied some rotational force. You know it. I know it. Right, the rest of the garlic sauce goes in your pan. My god, my lighting in here is blowing everything out. Give me a second. Let's bring these lights down. Oh no, god, that's the other way. There we go. Fancy lights. Let's bring it down a little bit. There we go. Now our food actually looks like the color of food it is in real life. Fancy that. Mushrooms. In the pan. In the pan! I said in the pan. This meal calls cream. We must now visit a mystery food box that contains all the generically labeled Hello Fresh pouches of creams and sauces. Cream. Cream. Oh, now I see why our Greek friend was asking what cassonade is. I've just now seen that my brown sugar packet, because I'm in Canada, it's not in focus, there you go. Because I'm in Canada, everything is bilingual, so it has the translated brown sugar as cassonade. That's been bugging me for... I was like, why would he ask such an out-of-pocket question? And it's because it was on my screen all this time. I'm not going to make you stare at a titanium cutting board. You can instead be looking at me staring there. Sorry about that. We're just going to cook off these mushrooms for a bit. Folks, don't forget to hydrate. Glug, glug, glug. If you guys would like to cook along with me for the rest of this week, by the way, you can do !menu in the chat. It will link you to my Google Drive that will contain this week's recipes. You can also do !archive to see the recipes I have already cooked on previous streams. Tomorrow's meal is chicken tetrazzini with noodles. Same time, same place. Twitch.tv/mealtime with dad. YouTube @mealtime with dad. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram under the same names, and the Discord link for my server that I have not yet done much setup on. But if you want to see my stream, my go live announcements, and have a way to contact me directly when I'm not streaming, Discord, Twitter, Instagram are your best bet. Ew. A view bot. Gross. Get it out of here. Banned. Next. Shouldn't be so hard on yourself. Leave that to other people. Hey! Thank you, filthy viewer bot, for the engagement, but get out. Okay. Salmon. Salmon looks like you could use a couple more minutes in there. Add our cream. And add our garlic. We're going to add some Dijon mustard in the pan. We're making a bit of a Dijonnaise mix in here with the garlic, kale, and mushrooms. Although I guess not because there's no mayonnaise here. Okay. So, folks, question for you. If I were to play a game after stream, is there any game in particular you would like to see, you'd like to have with me while I played it? I have a lot of games, but are there any ones that you guys would like to see in particular? Let me give my mashed potatoes a little splash of milk. Here is our salmon. I was thinking of installing a couple of mods on Baldur's Gate and finally going to do a complete clear of it. I kept modding the game, and then Larian would release like a major patch and all my mods would break. And then subsequently my saved game would break. So I've never actually finished Baldur's Gate, despite being a huge fan of the game and of the D&D universe. So I'm thinking of continuing the chilled, chaotic vibe that we have going on here and making some truly regrettable choices in D&D while also attempting to keep it wholesome. We are heading into the final stretch here. Retrieve your cranberries that have been lonely and ignored for your entire stream and pat them dry. My OBS blade has stopped responding on my iPad. Good job, old iPad. Now it is time to assemble. I haven't yet got the Avengers assemble sound effect, but I will. That is going to be a stream joke. So I must know, while I get these last few bits and pieces together, what do you guys have for dinner today? What is on your respective menus? Or what has been on them, depending on your time zone. Shrimp Alfredo, solid contender. Shrimp is my son's favorite food. Although, as of last week, scallops are a rising star in his culinary interests. Is this hot enough, cool enough for me to touch with my hands? Yes. Oh, steak and roast potato. Steak and an inability to speak English. Try that again. Steak and roasted potatoes. Always excellent. What kind of steak? Sirloin, fillet, ribeye. New York T-bone. Porterhouse. Running out of steak cuts that I can remember. Sent out. Strip loin. Forgive me, butchery gods. It has been years. Cinnamon, were you around when I mentioned that I'd been to Japan in 20... Oh, ribeye. My man, lady man. My gal. There. Ribeye is my absolute top top cut when it comes to steaks. Bring some lights up in here. Not off! No, curse you lights! Fine. We're going to throw some cranberries. on the potatoes because they should have gone on top of the glazed butternut squash, but you know, that was never a thing. I'm actually just going to take an entire handful of these cranberries and eat them into my face once I go off stream because it's delicious and healthy. I've been to Japan. I went just before everyone got locked inside their houses for 2 years, which is now just seems like a bitter, distant memory. But yes, I went in 2019, just before Japan closed all of their borders the following year. And I accidentally showed up right in the middle of Sakura season as well. Didn't plan to, but just the timing was perfect. And I've done a fair bit of traveling. I was enough to have parents that were well off enough to be able to take us traveling in my youth. A fact which I am extremely grateful. But as a result of that, Japan was the favorite vacation I've ever been on. And I had a A5 Wagyu steak while I was in Osaka. Japan's an incredibly safe country as well. They have a extremely low rate of crime. Imagine this, like I was traveling solo in a country where, you know, people speak the language, but you never know if you're going to run into someone that doesn't speak it. I get off the bullet train, the Shinkansen, at midnight. I took the Shinkansen from Tokyo to Osaka, and I felt completely comfortable walking alone to my hotel with my small suitcase. The streets were all very clean, very quiet. It's just a completely different experience to a vacation in the West. And they have toilets from the future. In their public train stations, you can go and place your butt on a heated toilet seat that has both front and back sprays to give your various holes the kiss of cleanliness once you're done. And they will play birdsong, so no one has to hear you poop. The toilets play birdsong. Literally living in the future. However, Japan, to my knowledge, does not have Taco Bell. So while they have the Ferrari of toilets, they never take the toilet or the Ferrari of toilets to the racetrack. Which to me seems like a travesty. Okay. After that fairly unhinged rant, we are, as usual, going to take a photo for the gram and for my stream thumbnail. Curse you, shaky hands! There we go. Yes, but you're at that point you're already in a public restroom where you know people are going to be doing the business anyway. So yeah, later on tonight I will take that photo slap some branding on it, throw it up on Twitter. I don't have a exclamation point socials link, and I really should. I will take care of that. I think tonight I will work on getting my mods going for Baldur's Gate, make sure it's all working properly. And then tomorrow we'll do mealtime game time. But for the time being, Dad's got his meal, and now it's time for Dad's meal time with Dad. So we are going to go raid the lovely lady Pew Pew Pony. She is a variety streamer. Her community was extremely welcoming to me yesterday, and I would love for you all to make her acquaintance. She just celebrated her partnerversary as well. So let's go say hi to her with some wholesome vibes. Let's just tell her, as usual, it's daddy time!